Another key attribute of metropolitan Indianapolis is having a strong presence of what they call the creative class. What this is a group of people. They don't really think of themselves as a class, but what it is having a group of people who are, very much knowledge based. So service sector for sure, maybe even quaternary sector, very highly educated, often well-paid segment of the workforce. And this could be, range from engineering to theater to biotech to education, architecture, small business, whatever. But the key idea here is, as the name implies, they create new things. It could be a new theorem for math or for science. It could be a new product that's widely consumed or sold. It could be the next Facebook, the next iPhone, a new way to create a heart stent, better dental crowns. What it is, though, is it's going to be found, though, where people are creative, where you're going to have people that are going to risk, an investment. And so that goes back to what I talked about beforehand, entrepreneurial income. You have to have, a lot of research and technology has to have funding. So you're going to find more wealthier people in this particular area of the state. Further, because of Metro Indy, it's attracting a variety of people. It's attracting all these people who are going to exchange ideas. And so you get engineers hanging out with graphic design people, hanging out with med students, and so then combining, they start sharing ideas, and together you're going to get something potentially new. So it could be, for example, someone who's maybe a gamer who went to school to make video games, who found out that wow, that's a tough market to get into, but I got this technique, I got these skill sets. I went through all the computer programming and computer science courses, so then they team up with a biotech researcher who's trying to visualize things and never tried to they're trying to understand things more clearly than ever before. And so the graphic design person links up and they start coming up with new ways to visualize the spread of a cancer or spread of something. They're using new techniques, new visualizations to help showcase that. And that's just a rough example, but nonetheless, creative class, key to them is they create wealth. They create cash. So I've always thought that teachers, professors, we need to be more creative. Our schools need to be much more creative. Universities, so we're just kind of so used to just kind of having students come in. We need to be creative as far as attracting students, attracting specific students. Further, our professors, and lecturers, and what have you. Especially the ones that are making way too much money. They should start selling advertising, doing something to offset the costs for students. And so by all of a sudden, if I wore a Dell shirt, if I had 100 students that came in to lecture every day and I'm wearing a Dell shirt, Dell's paying me $100 a day to wear that. I didn't take that money and I throw it into ways to reduce the cost for students. I'm not going to I don't care about making money. I'm not going to make money on that. Instead, I want to reduce the cost. And so that's just a way, an example, which just created wealth. I essentially lessen some of the burden on college on you by coming up with a creative idea. But this is just one of the things you'll find often in college campuses, is where a lot of creative ideas come from. And I say that because, not because we're all smoking pot and drinking beer or anything like that, but instead because this is the last time in which you're going to have all this fusion of people hanging out with that have all the variety of interests that a college student might have. We've got the art students, we've got the business students, we've got the liberal arts students. When you go off onto your own merry way, you start working in an industry and you just surround yourselves around similar people. So if you go into healthcare, you're just doing healthcare. If you go into teaching, you just do hang out with teachers. And so what this is it kind of creates this opportunity for new ideas to come up. And another way to showcase that is using, once again, a choropleth map, this time showcasing percent of population with a bachelor's degree. And you're going to find that in Metro Indy. You're going to see a lot more of those dark green counties in Metro Indy and the surrounding areas than you will in rural areas, especially areas to the south there. But no doubt you can see in the northern part of the state a strong focus on education. Of course, that's largely due to a lot of universities and colleges up there, but also historically, culturally, this is a group that has always had more of a focus on education than places farther to the south.